Right, take this with a massive pinch of salt. Okay, we don't know whether this is legit or not. Let's just look at this as a fun, speculative exercise, shall we? Godzilla -1 plot leak. Full spoilers for something that is a rumour, I guess. But you've been warned, so full spoilers. This comes from like 4chan and Reddit, and has obviously been compiled into an article on bounding into comics. But let's take a look. I'm personally excited. Whoa, that was a bit loud, wasn't it? I'm personally excited for Godzilla -1. I think it will be good fun. I think it looks epic. There's a lot to like there. It's Toho coming back with a vengeance. I think it looks great. So let's take a look, shall we, guys? So alleged plot leak of Godzilla -1 claims Toho has 2 kaiju in this. 2. In fact, 2 Godzilla-like kaiju. Not titans, which monsterverse calls them. Kaiju is the correct term. But anyway. Did I say hit subscribe? Hit subscribe if you're new here, folks. So this is Toho's first live-action Godzilla movie in 7 years. They've been able to. They just haven't wanted to for some unbeknownst reason. Not overly sure why. And I guess, you know, they were kind of playing the long game. You know, Godzilla now has more of a presence in the West. So Godzilla -1 is going to be landing stateside December of this year. Released in Japan November, if I remember rightly. So it's not been seen widely. Allegedly, though, there are some plot leaks. Allegedly. I don't know why or how. Maybe there were screeners. Who knows? We don't know. Because I wouldn't even imagine, just as an aside, I wouldn't even imagine that the stateside have copies yet. So I don't know where these plot leaks come from. This is why I'm saying, like, take it with a massive pinch of salt. I mean, look how good that looks. It looks so good. This looks great. So again, this comes from 4chan Reddit, and it claims, allegedly, that Godzilla -1 is actually a remake of the first Godzilla film, so 1954's Godzilla, which turns back the clock on Godzilla's ascendancy during the post-war period by a decade, and the giant monster first appears after the A-bombs are dropped instead of following the Lucky Dragon incident at sea. So they're changing it slightly. So Godzilla is apparently not alone, as he might be joined by another member of his species, but they look different. So in other words, there's going to be 2 Godzillas, similar but distinct in many ways. One is the scarred Gojira that we see. We've seen it already. It's in the teaser. And the other sounds like it's going to be very, very different. So apparently it's unaffected by nuclear energy, unlike its counterpart. Less of a mirror twin to Gojira. This one is said to have the cranial proportions of an orca and smooth skin. And it will also possess the usual dorsal plates, but they'll be dwarfed by one big one, which looks very reminiscent to a fin. So, keeping with that sort of orca aquatic theme, I guess, maybe. So the tail, this is what I think is funny, it's compared to a Mewtwo, but aquatic. Although it looked quite aquatic anyway, to be honest, but never mind. And there may be greater depth explored with these creatures than before. The assumed spoiler adds we are in for a tragedy told partially from their perspectives, the monsters, the kaiju's perspective. So those supposedly come to a head as the traditional scarred Gojira is destroying the surface world. The other one tries to bring him back to their natural habitat. So they fight, basically. A different leak pertaining to a Bandai figure seems to confirm the second Godzilla or other monster. So that's cool, if it is true. And then these 2 kaiju are going to fight with one battle taking place at sea. The Oxygen Destroyer is also mentioned. And considering the film is being called a remake, that means, obviously, what you think with the Oxygen Destroyer. So, the second focal point of -1 is Serizawa, the weapons inventor, and his whole clan. He has a mother and father, both deceased, so doesn't technically have them, and a sister who sees life a little differently than him. Vengeful, the main Serizawa blames America for the destruction of Japan and the creation of Godzilla, but he works for them. So the US government funds Serizawa's research that produces the oxygen destroyer. And according to the plot breakdown, there's kind of Oppenheimer-esque spy and political intrigue going on. So Serizawa, in 54, Serizawa -1, doesn't want his technology to fall into the wrong hands, burns his notes and steals the only prototype. By the time he sets off in the ocean as a sacrifice, he sees the error of his ways and identifies with Godzilla as a victim. The funny thing is, Big G is caught in the oxygen destroyer's blast, but the second orca-looking Zilla takes the hit for its brethren, sacrificing itself. So this leaves the scarred traditional Godzilla alive to star in a new film series, apparently. And it could be the beginning of a new era in the history of Godzilla. Possibly the most massive step in the Raya period post-Shin. There's been activity on both sides of the Pacific, but Godzilla -1 is Toho's first blockbuster salvo in almost a decade, and their alleged plans and hopes here hinge on their newest film being a success. I think this will be a success. I think it's pretty undeniable it will be. I mean, look at this. This is bloody epic. So, look. Spoilers, but not spoilers, because we just don't know. 2 Godzilla. I like the sound of that. One being slightly different. I like the sound of that. I like the marketing. If that is the case, that's smart marketing. We'll just show you the one that you know you're expecting. But here's this one crawling in from the sidelines. Yeah, I like that. Orca style? Maybe. I have to see it. I really like the CG that they've done in Godzilla -1 thus far, though. So I do have some hope. I'm not going to lie. I do have some hope. But what do you guys think? Good? Yay? Nay? I don't know. I mean, I am a Godzilla fan. My little Goji. Love a bit of God. That was sent to me, actually. Thanks so much. I am a Godzilla fan, so I'm keen for this to be successful, because the more Godzilla movies, the better. Not in the respect of like superhero fatigue, just plow them out, but it's like the rising tide raises all ships kind of thing. So this sounds like it could be great and could set up a new perspective for the Godzilla franchise, I guess. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Turn the bell notifications on. I'd love to have you here more often. But cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.